Good evening, Rotorua. Tonight on City News. Excel Rotorua community project leaders update stakeholders on the progress of their pilot projects. The countdown is on to opening night of Creation Fest, and it's a must-win for Whakarewarewa if they're to be certain of making the playoffs in the Baywide Premier Rugby competition. Excel Rotorua community project leaders took the opportunity yesterday to update stakeholders on progress of their pilot projects. Excel Rotorua initiative is a 2-year social sector trial with the focus of improving educational outcomes for local children. A range of projects are being trialled by the initiative, including e-learning opportunities, sight and hearing testing and upskilling of teachers. Leading the literacy and numeracy program is Hinimoa Anaru.
We identified that there were 2 areas, 2 year levels in schools that where their achievement levels dropped significantly, and so we decided to use this project to figure out why that is and focus on perhaps year levels where we could make a difference. So we decided that at year 3, because the achievement levels had dropped there, we wanted to go into year 1 and 2, work with year 1 and 2 teachers to find out what is it that is happening there that might have an impact on these year 3 results.
The countdown is on to the opening night of Creation Fest. Organiser Jo Romain says she's confident Creation Fest will live up to the reputation of the former Wearable Creations event.
Creation Fest is really built on the legacy of Wearable Creations. Rotorua Creative Art Trust grew that event over a period of 10 years, had a year off, and now it's back with a bit of a rebrand. And the event really just grew too large for a group of wonderful volunteers to keep pulling together every year as it got bigger and bigger. So I've worked in collaboration with the Rotorua Creative Art Trust. We are professional organisers, do a lot of the work and run it underneath the Trust's guidance. That's really how it works.
Well, I've seen you there teaching these young ones a few moves with the broomsticks. How do you find being involved with this amazing production?
Well, I mean, it's a privilege because I'm working with Rotorua talent. We've got one from Tokoroa, but it's amazing. You've got such fantastic talent in this town, and I get to work with them and shape them and create something really unique and special. Creation
Fest is on for 5 shows from July the 15th. For more information, contact Jo Romains at the Blue Baths. In sport tonight, it's down to the wire in the Baywide Rugby competition with local premier team Whakarewarewa needing a win tomorrow to stay in contention to making this season's playoffs. And it's not going to be easy with Whakarewarewa taking on Mount Maunganui, who is second on the points table. However, home advantage might help our boys. Kick-off is tomorrow at 2:45 p.m. at Puaranga Park. Meanwhile, Rotowiti are away this week playing Te Puna. To your weather now. The forecast tonight is rain with fresh northeasterlies and an overnight low of 10. And we have a full forecast of the weekend's weather coming up straight after City News, thanks to Met Service. Still to come in tonight's program, Kitty Danielle catches up with District Councillor Tanya Tapsell. We meet author Antonia Temaioha, and we talk with Colin McPhee about Quest Rotorua being voted top hotel in Rotorua by popular travel website whatif.com.
Kia ora everybody, you will know this place, the Rotorua District Council. It's a pleasure now to be joined by our youngest councillor, Tanya Tapsell. Kia ora, Tanya.
Kia ora.
So obviously you're very young, you are in charge of the youth portfolio. How's that all been going?
It's been going wonderful actually. We've had some good changes already. So one of the key things that I wanted to achieve with the youth portfolio is make sure that young people have a greater say in the decision making and including the processes of council. So one of the things we actually done was get a youth councillor to join us at the table for whole council meetings.
Excellent. How have they found that experience?
It's been very interesting for them actually. It's a great opportunity for them to learn how democracy works, how decision making works, and also just build leadership skills. So it's been excellent. It's also helped to connect the whole council with younger people and what the youth council are up to in the community.
Because it really does matter, doesn't it? And if we want young people to care about local body politics, they need to feel involved and they need to feel like their voice is heard.
Yes, definitely. And I mean, mean, our young people have got so much talent, they simply need an opportunity to shine, really.
So you've had an opportunity to shine since you were elected. How's it been?
It's been wonderful, actually. Yeah, no, it's been really cool. Probably my favourite thing that I've gotten out of being a councillor so far are the opportunities that I've been able to give on to other people as well, and my learning and experience to give on to younger people too. And it's just been amazing how many young people have been coming out saying that they are interested in politics and they want to get involved as well.
That's great, leading the way, well done. So Trevor, he came into the council many years ago and was taken under the wing by one of your very special family members. And now, would you say he's kind of taken you under his wing?
Yes, definitely. Actually, that's very special. So our cultural ambassador and councillor, Trevor Maxwell, he was actually encouraged to run for council from my great uncle, Peter Tapsell. And yes, as you said, taken under the wing. So when I was 14 and I was on the youth council, it was Trevor that said to me, hey, look, bub, why don't you give council a go? So, you know, that was cool that he planted that seed for me as well. And he's definitely been a good mentor along the way.
Inspirational man. Tell me a little bit about some of the rangatahi or youth projects that you've been involved with or that you've seen happen recently.
Well, there has been quite a few. Te Aroha Tangata ran an excellent one actually, where they got students involved with the Te Aroha Iwi entities to learn about more about what the Te Aroha Iwi entities do, because our iwi entities are often called the silent giant actually. In fact, they contribute a lot to our community. Our Māori economy here in the Rotorua contributed 387 million to the Māori GDP of this region, so it's very significant. Our young people will be the future generations that help lead those entities in the future, so it's great that they were given that opportunity.
Absolutely. You've also recently written an article in the Daily Post about a wonderful initiative. Can you tell me a little bit about that?
Yeah, so that was held by Te Aroha Group Holdings. They hosted them. Te Aroha Tangata were the ones that organised it, and they just got students that affiliate to Te Aroha to learn about what the iwi entities do. They even went out to Red Stag Timber and learned what they done. So it was very interesting for them. They looked at what the groups in the forestry and the fisheries do, and also with agriculture too. So it's something that's very hard for young people to get into, so it's an excellent opportunity for them to see what it's all about.
And wonderful for them to be able to get that education so that they can move into employment and then hopefully into enterprise, and that's going to lift the Māori GDP even further, won't it?
Yes, definitely.
Wonderful. So tell me a little bit about your family now, and we'll leave the politics aside, and I want to know what the reaction has been and the support that you've got from your family. They must be very proud of you.
Yes, no, they are. I mean, I remember when I told my parents that I was going to run for council, and my father actually was kind of going, you're going to what? But my mum just sat there and she nodded because she knew me, and this has actually been something that I've been preparing for since I was 14 when I was on the youth council, so it has been a long time coming. It wasn't too much of a shock because they always saw me going in this direction, and they're just very pleased and very proud. Yeah, and it's been absolutely wonderful to have both of my grandparents with me along the way too. So
How very fortunate. Can you see yourself as the first female Māori Prime Minister?
Actually, it's funny you say that, because when I was at primary school, you know, and all the teachers asked, you know, what do you want to be? And everyone's going, I want to be a princess, or I want to be a fireman. And I actually would say, I want to be Prime Minister. And I think now they know that I wasn't really joking, but you know, that was significant for me because I realised we hadn't had a Māori Prime Minister. At the time we hadn't had a female Prime Minister, but we have now, but we still haven't had a Māori Prime Minister, and I think that'd be a very important milestone in the history of New Zealand.
It would be indeed. Thank you, Tanya.
You're welcome.
Absolutely lovely to speak with you. Well, ko ngā rangatahi o te rā, ko ngā rangatira mua pōpō. The young of today, or the youth of today, are our leaders for tomorrow. So thank you, Tanya.
You're welcome.
It's been a pleasure.
Thank you.
Kia ora. Kia ora everybody, we are at the Princess Gate Hotel and I'm very lucky to be joined by a special guest, Antonio Te Maiuha, Many of you will recognise him from Māori television. He is a Māori actor, a poet, a playwright, a spoken word artist, and right now he's working on a play to go throughout schools in New Zealand, focusing on environmental issues, and he's going to talk to me about it now. Kia ora, Antonio.
Kia ora, Kitty.
Could you tell me a little bit about what you're doing?
Yeah, so I'm writing a play, that is true, and it's a play with a lot of environmental messages in it. It's a play, I've been asked to write it by Kura Taiao, which is the Māori branch of Enviro Schools New Zealand, and it's focusing on the Māori language, the broadening people's horizons in terms of te ao Māori, the Māori culture, and thirdly, looking at the divine within each of us and how we can best recognise that in order to make the world a better place for us, our children, our grandchildren and their grandchildren.
So you've been quite active with environmental issues for many years. Why the passion?
I'm not sure. Because I went to the same school and had the same family as other members of my family and, you know, other members of my school. Not to say that none of them aren't passionate about enviro messages or eco messages. I think a large part of me is just about common sense. You can't live somewhere and use the same place for the toilet without encountering some problems at some point. So on a bigger scale, which is gradually becoming more and more obvious to everybody, we're kind of doing that to our planet, and it's not like we've got another one to go to. So common sense, passion, aroha, love, love for this country in a really action applied oriented kind of way. If somebody's making a mess, clean it up, you know. Yeah. If somebody's making a mess, model another way of doing things. Yeah, try and put steps in place so that actually you're not trying to change what they're up to or change their mind overtly. You're just going, well, 1 and 1 makes how much? And hopefully they, you know, figure it out for themselves.
So when do you think you'll be finished? When can we anticipate seeing this play in schools?
I will finish to a point over the next month or two, but I don't want them to do anything with it in terms of putting it out there as a resource until we've actually rehearsed with actors with it for 3 to 4 weeks, because I've worked on lots of new works, and any playwright that I've worked with on a new work would be embarrassed, I reckon, about the condition that the script arrives at before rehearsals in comparison to where it ends up after actors and directors and the writer themselves have had a chance to actually see it stood up.
Well, we're almost out of time, but just briefly, any young people that are watching that might want to get involved with performing, playwriting, acting, any kind of work in front of the camera or behind, what would your advice be to them?
Muhammad Ali's just said, brush your teeth. Maybe what he means by that is take one step at a time, whatever that step might be. If you've got drama at your school, that might be your step. If writing at home is that step, write at home. Do what's available, find out more about where that path can lead to, and it might lead to places like the National Drama School or other drama schools around the country in terms of the acting. In terms of writing, there's people like Huia publishers who are open to taking on new writers. Yeah, all that kind of things. Give it a go, keep doing it. and go for it.
Wonderful. Well, thank you so much, Antonio, for your time. Good luck.
Kia ora.
And I'm looking forward very much to seeing that play. Kia ora
Awesome.
koe.
Kia ora. Kia ora koutou.
Kia ora.
Crest Rotorua Central has just been named the best hotel in Rotorua, but also the second best hotel in the whole of the country, in the whole of New Zealand. Now, it's an awesome achievement to achieve, and with me today is the owner-manager, Colin McPhee. Thanks for joining us today, Colin. Now, best hotel in Rotorua, second best in the country. That's a pretty awesome accolade to have.
Now, we're pretty proud and pretty pleased to have achieved such an accolade. It comes from the website whatif.com, which is a major booking website in New Zealand, and to achieve such an accolade is based on customer reviews, and so yeah, it's not awarded by judges, it's awarded by the guests that come actually to stay here. So to get second best in the country and top hotel in Rotorua, we're ecstatic, it's pretty chuffed.
So it's not a matter of judges walking through the hotel, it's actually people that have been here and experienced you and your staff in the hotel itself.
Well, to be honest, every guest that comes here is a judge. They all have the social media exposure, their ability to tell the world what they thought of their stay here in Rotorua or at any hotel really. So when we get such positive feedback, which has resulted in this award, we're really stoked and proud.
Wow, that's amazing.
Yeah.
How was Lisa, your wife, when she found out?
Well, I got the good news first of all because it came by email, and then the next day actually we received a bottle of champagne in the post. So I was wondering who on earth sending us a bottle of champagne, and then I opened up a little card from whatif.com. So
wow.
I was pretty stoked at that. I should have maybe not told her and had it in secret, but no, I did tell her, and we've started to pop it actually. We're going to share it with the team because it's not just us, it's the whole team that we have here at Quest that's helped achieve this.
Now, there's also quite an interesting story, isn't there, about how the news got around Rotorua and even back to your home country in Scotland.
Yeah, it's the power of social media. We posted on our Facebook page that we had achieved such an award and an accolade, and I think to date we've had a reach of over 2,000 people, and it's shared in my home country of Scotland, and after this actually, to be honest, I'm doing a BBC interview as well, so it's just amazing that the reach of the social media to get such positive news out there.
Yeah, that's a powerful tool, isn't it?
Yeah.
What sort of things were clients or guests looking for when they were filling out the form to judge the hotel?
The guest feedback for whatif.com is based on value for money, standard of cleanliness, the standard of service, the facilities and the location. The service area, to be honest, is an area that we achieved 98% in,
Wow.
so that's probably helped bring us to the top of the ladder in a sense for this award. Because we were competing with some of the best hotels in New Zealand, such as your Hookah Lodges and Cape Kidnappers, and the top hotel that did win beat us by 0.1%, which was Millbrook Resort in Queenstown.
Yeah, they do have a golf course though, you realise.
Yeah. They also charge about $1,000 a night, so I think to be in such prestige company in a sense, we're just amazed that we had even been with a shout, to be honest, to reach number 2 in the country.
Now, Colin, I remember when you and Lisa first opened up here 18 months ago. It was all brand new and exciting. You guys are pretty enthused about your new roles here. What's happened over the last 18 months? Have you been pretty busy?
It has been quite a success story in a sense. We obviously opened in November 12, and that jumped straight into the summer season in Rotorua, which is a great tourism destination. So that helped with the cash flow in a sense for that summer period. We started with 3 staff and now have 12 staff. We had up to 15 at one point through the summer, but some of them have dwindled off. But occupancy has grown from starting a new business on a zero base to averaging about 60 to 70% most months now.
Wow.
And in the summer months we hit almost 90% in February, so really pleased with that. We've had a few other accolades as well. We had the benefit of an award from Booking.com as being one of the most booked properties in Rotorua, and with a high satisfaction rate of 96%. And to date we have 100% satisfaction on TripAdvisor, where we also achieved a certificate of excellence. So it shows that customer service is one of the most important things. We are a new business, we've got an excellent location, but we don't even stand still. Like where we're sitting at the moment, we have spent about $5,000 just to enhance this room itself to create almost a 5-star hotel room within our property.
This is the room where we first interviewed you, isn't it?
That's right, yeah. So it was just trying to titivate. We've seen that this is a premium room, we've got excellent views, so we thought if we just enhance it a wee bit more with quality fixtures and furniture, just to create that out there 5-star hotel room within our building, and you know, we charge almost $300 a night for this, and you know, we've had payback already. So within about 4 months. So that was great.
Now, earthquake proofing has been a huge issue here in Rotorua, and it's going to become a bigger issue over the coming years. Is this building here where we're at, because it is a pretty big building, is it? Has it been earthquake proofed?
Of course it has. This was a $6.5 million development, and part of that was seismic strengthening of the building. So I believe I know at this present time we're almost 70% of the current building standards, which is almost twice the legal requirement. So you know, if there's an earthquake, this is where I would want to be. And I think probably one of the strongest accommodation providers in Rotorua, in a sense. I can't imagine too many others have gone through the efforts as yet.
Yeah. Now, when we were driving up here, Colin, I saw your Scottish flag still flying high and proud up on top of the roof. So, yeah, obviously still up there. Yeah, I have to change it periodically. The wind does tackle the flags here, so every 3 months or so I put a new Scottish flag and a new Kiwi flag up there. Yeah. And it's funny how the amount of comments we do get. You know, this is my little Scottish castle in a sense, and Lisa being Kiwi. Sorry, Kiwi Castle. So Kiwi Castle. Cool. Well, Colin, appreciate your time. Congratulations on your award, and best of luck with your Kiwi Scottish Castle.
Thank you.
That was Colin McPhee talking with Alan Solomon, and congratulations again to Quest Rotorua on their award win. If you'd like to watch the show again, visit our website tvrotorua.co.nz, or to contact the team, call the station on 07 3488 984. Thanks for joining us tonight. We hope you have a wonderful weekend. Pomaria.
Supporting local content so you can see more of New Zealand on air.